Yo, 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 what's up? What's up? What's good? You are rocking with the best. It is 6 p.m. on Monday. And you know what time it is? It is Conversation with Comedians on Beltway Radio and Beyond. I am your host, Mr. Perspective, Doug Bennett. And as always, joining me in the lab is my engineer extraordinaire. What up, B-Easy?
Hello.
Chilling, man. Chilling, man. As you can see, we doing it remotely. I'm doing it from Casa de Doug today, because I had to save on gas money. And until 7-Eleven starts bringing their prices down on both gas and Slurpees, I'm going to have to choose one. And right now, it's still hot as hell. So I'm going with Slurpees. You understand that? Man, we sitting up here chilling, man. We got a lot to talk about today. Man, hip-hop turned 50 years. Well, first, let's get into this, B. How was your weekend, man, as always?
Pretty active.
Well, what else is new? Fucking Batman over here.
Yeah. So I did a podcast on Saturday, and then talked about the rise of the machines. So,
nigga, what you filming? Terminator 4?
Well, that's what someone said. So actually, it'll be Terminator 7.
Yeah.
So, but Sunday I went to see the 50th. You're speaking of 50th anniversary. This is the 50th anniversary of Enter the Dragon. So they put it back in theaters.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, it is. So they
really?
So they put it back in theaters yesterday, and they're going to do it again on the 16th for people to see. So,
what's your favorite line out of that movie?
It's not the line. It's just the whole, pretty much the fight.
If you had to pick a line out that shit, one line.
Honestly, I think it was just, outside, where,
No, I can't believe you. It's got to be rest in peace to my man, Jim Kelly. When that Joker looked at Mr. Han and all his goons came in and he looked at him, man, you straight out of a comic book.
Yes, that right.
And the part that get me is when his face immediately turned back, man, you straight out of a comic book.
So,
and then the music.
Yep.
That was my part right there.
Yeah.
That was my part.
Here's the thing with that movie. I've seen it many times, but not in its entirety.
Not from start to finish?
No, because of here's the thing. Because, being a kid, your attention span is,
true
is
that.
all over the place. So really, you don't pay attention to the beginning part. Either I've fallen asleep or I'm like, doing something else until I got to that part, where everybody's fighting each other, especially.
Bro, you have no. Yes. I have seen that movie so many times. I saw that with my brother. I've seen, man. Are you kidding me? I've seen that movie so many damn times, bro. It's not even funny. When dude started swinging at Bruce Lee, and Bruce Lee said, "Don't waste yourself." Yes. I was like, God damn, Bruce. This nigga obviously got to be good if he was invited to this exclusive kung fu tournament, and you just disrespected my man, his sensei, his dojo, his entire lineage of martial arts in one line. Don't waste yourself. I was like, shit. Could you imagine if a dude did that to a girl who, like a stripper who was dancing, and coming to the stage is Chocolate Thunder. Don't. You want to dance? You want a private dance? Don't waste yourself. That shit would be. She would literally and truly reevaluate her entire life.
She'll get her robe, creep back like she's hiding in the bushes.
Could you imagine that? You want a private dance, baby? Don't waste yourself. That shit would be outstanding. That's got to be the ultimate diss line of any kung fu movie. And Bruce honestly had two of them in that movie. He had the "Don't waste yourself," and then when he faced O'Hara, "Don't eat back." I was like, God damn, Bruce. I love Enter the Dragon. The only movie of his that I like better is Game of Death.
Okay.
When he was in the yellow suit.
Right.
And that motherfucker didn't do talking. He didn't talk for like 30 minutes. All he kept doing was going like this to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh, yeah, that one, that movie. Yeah. Yes, that movie. That I remember.
That's all he kept doing. He did that shit for like 30 minutes.
So, surprisingly, I don't know if no one knows this. They mentioned the fact that Bruce Lee never saw the end product.
No, he did. He did.
Yeah, he died. He died while it was in post. While
what happened to him? Like his brain seized up or something?
They mentioned the fact that he had a headache. He took an aspirin. Went to sleep like normal, but never woke up. So apparently,
I heard that he took an aspirin at one of his female co-stars' house that he was actually messing with or something.
I doubt it, but I don't know.
That's what I heard. That was one of the stories, which is the reason why I never fall asleep at a Sneaky Links house. I learned that from Bruce Lee. I never fall asleep at a Sneaky Links house.
Bruce Lee or Bruce Leroy?
No, Bruce Leroy should have fell asleep at Vanities. All right, he should have stayed at Vanities. You know what I'm saying? Talk about from when the cock crows to the cock close, I need to go. Nigga, no, you don't. Vanity is telling you can stay. Vanity say you sure look like a master to me. Goddamn Vanity, bruh. Let Vanity say some shit. Let Vanity have said that to me when she was still alive. Shit, look like a master to me. You damn right. Meet the dragon. Oh man, I had a weekend, man. I tell you this much. You know what I've come to realize, B? I am convinced children of this generation want to make their life harder than what it really needs to be.
Explain.
All right. And when we were growing up, we had no choice but to fuck up. We really did. And I'm explaining to you why. Because the majority of us in the Black community had to raise ourselves. We were 10 years old, actually being 30. Why? Because our parents more than likely were working multiple jobs, or your mama really didn't like you that much. Now, I didn't say she didn't love you. Okay. I said she didn't like you. Okay. Okay. These kids have open relationships with us because we build our relationships based off of not trying to traumatize them the way our parents were traumatized. Like children can ask questions that we couldn't even ask growing up. Did you ever ask your parents? Well, no, you came from a nuclear household, so your parents did it right. Name one kid who grew up in a single mama household, boy especially, who asked their mama about sex. Don't worry, let the Lord use you. Never. My mama did not find out I was not a virgin until my son's first birthday. I'm dead ass, bro. Because my mom tried to talk to me about sex, and my mom worked at a hospital, and she was spiritual. So my mother intertwined medical terms, and it was so uncomfortable when my mom would say, yeah, there's going to come a time when your blood is going to go down into your penis and it's going to become erect. And I'm like, no, I don't want to have this conversation. She's like, I know this is uncomfortable, but you'll know it's time because the young lady's vaginal walls will start to vacillate. I'm like, stop! Stop!
Oh, God.
Let me learn it the good old-fashioned way from a pornography movie. But these kids, we have open relationships with these kids, really. And when these kids can't come to us, they can go and ask Siri, hey, Siri, should I do this? What do you think, motherfucker? No. Like, that's what Siri will tell them. But I am convinced that these kids want to make their lives more difficult than they need to be. I'm convinced, bro. I'm convinced. If I hear another kid in high school tell me that I don't understand what they're going through and that I've never been in love the way they've been in love, first, that's a Lenny Williams lyric from 1970.
I'm surprised they know that.
Secondly, don't tell me I haven't been through what you've been through. I wasn't born this age. If I came out this size, my mama got a lot of explaining to do about more than just sex, about the human reproductive system as a whole. So stop. I don't understand why kids are so hell bent on not listening to individuals who have come before them. Like, I'm serious, man. I'm serious. I was so afraid of my mom when she used to tell me that I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. I used to mark it on my calendar when she was serious. I literally and truly thought today will be the day that I will get taken out. My mama told me one time, Doug, I'll kill you and tell God you died. How do you tell an entity that you taught me knows everything that I died? You don't think he saw you? I just don't get it, man. I really and truly don't, man. Now I know why my mom laughs when she sees me and my sister with our children. Because it is sweet revenge for her. It's revenge for her. It really is.
That's a lot of parents think that way. So it's like,
it is revenge.
You never understand until you have kids. That's what I say.
That's got to be the truest statement ever. It really and truly is, bro. Like, it's to the point now, kids got it so easy. Remember growing up, we had to go and fill out an application for a job. Remember that, B?
Yeah.
Kids don't even have to do that no more. They can literally sit in their room, set up a camera, and make thousands of dollars playing video games. I'm going to say that again. They could set up a camera, never leave their room, and make thousands of dollars by people watching them play video games. And yet they say porn is stupid. Bro, if I knew that was the case, I would literally go back in time and drop kick my mom every single time she told me to put down the Super Nintendo controller.
Say, this is an investment.
Yes. Do you know that this is what's going to pay for your funeral? Then on top of that, remember we had to actually go and get our driver's licenses?
Yeah.
Not for these kids. These kids, if they want to go somewhere, call a perfect stranger to come and pick them up from their damn house. When we were growing up, that was called kidnapping. Like, as easy as life is for kids, they are insistent. It is incumbent of them to make it more difficult. It really and truly is. I'm dead serious. That's exactly why I got my tubes cut, tied, and laminated. I just can't, bro. I can't bring another child into this world. I think it's suicide by obstetrician.
Okay.
I do. I believe having a child is suicide by childbirth, suicide by contraction. It has to. I'm gonna come up with some term, but it's something. It's something, bro.
Something will hit.
Yeah, something's gonna hit. Suicide by contraction, suicide by C-section. It's something, bro. It is. God damn, bro. That's my little rant. Forgive me. Forgive me. These kids are stupid. All right. Man, let's get into it, bro. We have got, first and foremost, man, hip hop just celebrated its 50th birthday this past week, man. August 11th, 1973 in the Bronx by DJ Kool Herc. Hip hop was born. Hip hop started out in the park. What? They used to something after dark. You know, hip hop. What was your introduction to hip hop, B?
I'm going to be fully honest.
This nigga don't listen to hip hop. What the fuck?
Yeah, I wasn't that, well, let's put it this way. I really didn't fully get into rap until roughly the late 80s.
How late?
Like 88, 89.
Oh, nigga.
So
okay, what was your introduction to it?
Pretty much it was Salt and Pepper.
First, it's Pepper. It's
Peppa.
Peppa.
That's again the proper
Like Peppa
English,
Pig.
proper English kicks in every time.
Nigga, she ain't never spelled it with 2 P's in the ER. Like there's a difference between nigga and the other one.
Yeah.
Okay? Her name is Peppa. That's with a soft A.
I see.
Now, if you calling her Pepper, then maybe you should apply for a job at Fox News.
So, but that with them too.
So you telling me "Push It" was the first song you ever heard?
Not really. Well, not just Push It. Also Hammer, MC Hammer, and a little bit of Heavy D. So that I really, again, it was just not on my radar. I wasn't fully into it.
Growing up in Maryland, you're telling me.
Oh, at this time, I was in Zimbabwe at this time.
You was in Zimbabwe? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Your other life is King of the Zulus. Yes, I forgot.
Yes.
Y'all, I'm telling you right now, I don't want Brian to die, but if in case he does, I'm just saying, I'm planning. I want to be at your funeral just to hear the obituary, my nigga. I'm serious. I got to hear this obituary because you still have never told me how the fuck your ass ended up in Zimbabwe. Were you part of the Peace Corps or what?
No, my parents just worked for the government. That's it.
And they sent your ass that's almost nobly racist. Of all the countries they sent them to, they sent them to Zimbabwe. Nigga, we can fit.
Actually, to be honest with you, after again, we were in Panama for 4 years, and that was the beginning of the whole Noriega thing. So they literally told my dad.
They blame this nigga for bringing crack.
Yeah. So they told my dad to say, "Hey, we're gonna give you a break. So let's take you over to Zimbabwe." It's like, all right, cool, because that's literally what they said. It's like, well,
so a break was to send your ass to a war-torn country.
Yes. So yeah, we go from Panama, go to Zimbabwe. Everything's kind of peaceful there. Case in point, we were there towards the beginning of the Gulf War, and Mugabe's craziness.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Panama wasn't a war-torn country. We went in there fucking with them. They were perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Zimbabwe was a war-torn country.
Yeah. Well, it was 8 years after when we first got there. So things were kind of...
Nigga, they don't never stop fighting in Africa.
So, well, again, Zimbabwe, no, that's Northern Africa. That they have issues up there. Southern Africa was a little bit different.
Oh, it was Southern Africa.
Again,
you mean South Africa?
Well, by that time, things were kind of calming down, and Nelson Mandela was about to come out.
Yeah. Things calming down in Africa is the equivalent of Lisa Ann saying, "Hey, today I'm only doing one-on-one action." Are you shitting me? Bro, like I said, man, I just can't wait till you die so I can hear the obituary. I don't want you to die, but I can't wait because I just want to hear the obituary. That's all I'm saying. My introduction to hip hop was a mixture because my brother was 6 years older than me. So my introduction to hip hop, honestly, was through his first heartbreak. And it was LL's I Need Love.
Okay.
He was in his room, and all of a sudden I heard, and I was like, Twan. He's like, "Man, leave me alone right now." He's like, "I just want to be, left in silence." And I was like, "All right, man. I just wanted to know if you wanted to play Legos." So I went back into the room, and all I heard was, "Don, don, 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 don." And I was like, is he playing a xylophone? Like, you remember the xylophones back in the day? I was like, is my brother playing a xylophone? Don, don, don. And I'm like, and all of a sudden I heard him. When I'm alone in my room, I said, what the fuck? I said, so this nigga would rather sing to himself than play Legos, help me build a mysterious castle? He would rather do that than be Skeletor to my He-Man? Is that what he'd rather do? Man, I walked in that room. My brother was literally looking out the window. And we had blinds back in the day. He was
Video,
Oh,
huh?
you're a chink. When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall and in the back of my, and I'm just sitting there like this. And this is during my girls are icky phase. This is my girls are icky phase. Like, is this what women make you do? I'm never doing that shit. I'm never getting in love with a woman. Then, next thing you know, boy, that shit happened to me around the 3rd, 4th grade. All of a sudden, Antoine's like, Doug, you want to come play some basketball with us? I was like, nah, I just want to be by myself. And all of a sudden he was walking, he's like, all right, man, we at the court if you want to come. And he left my room, and all of a sudden he heard, don, 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 don. He came in my room, and I'm like this. When I'm alone in my room, all my brother said was this. Yeah, that shit hit, don't it? And then walked off with the basketball. That was my first introduction to it. The first LP I ever bought that I ever actually bought was Paid in Full by Eric B. and Rakim. That was the first thing I ever bought. The first LP I ever really bought. My brother had them, but with my money, my own money, it was Paid in Full.
My sister was more into the hip hop game than I was. She got her. She pretty much, I don't know if she still has it. I think she does. She has radio, and she has Beastie Boys, License to Ill. She loved it. At that time, she really liked the Beastie Boys. So, me, like I said, I wasn't fully into it. When it was really gaining its traction. I did like, Run DMC's and Aerosmith's collaboration of Walk This Way, but overall it was kind of like, okay. And I was feeling Run DMC, of course, but it just, I wasn't fully embracing it until it started, the more artists were coming out, more the music was changing to my liking. And I felt like, okay, I'm feeling what how hip hop is now, or pretty much the rap game was going to. The turn for me was when the gangster rap came in, and that just threw me off. And
you didn't like it?
I hated it. It was like, I understand the point. I understand some of the significance of the rappers saying what they're saying. But overall, from that point on, that's what it pretty much became for, people talking about their hoodness and where they're from, which is fine. It's understandable. But it was just way too hard for me. And I just was.
Says a man who spent his adolescence in a war-torn country.
Pseudo war.
So you can deal with the Zulus and the tribes out there killing, fighting each other, but right. You can't deal with the Bloods and Crips, nigga, and you ain't even in LA.
Yep.
You a hypocrite. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Gangster rap was definitely a drastic change from what it started off. Because remember, when we first started off in hip hop, it was, a hip, a hop, a 1, 2, and 3, 4, and then all of a sudden it's I'll shoot you, and I'm gonna drive by your mama's house, and I'm gonna pick up the groceries and throw them in the sewer. You're like, God damn, like it was a switch. And what got me the most about it, because I noticed a lot of people try to compare gangster rap and the influence it had on us then to the way females are rapping now and the influence that it's having as a whole. This is where I beg to differ with that. Not everybody knew they couldn't be a gangster. Like, let's be for real. I love Tupac. Tupac is my favorite rapper of all time. I'm not going bald voluntarily, and I'm not getting shot, bro. I'm not getting shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that you're not gonna do. In this day and age, with a lot of this female rap, like, what's the one girl, my something pink, my booty hole brown, what is it?
I have no idea.
You haven't heard that? Google that. I know. What is her name?
Again, the modern day rap is totally pointless. I mean, it's for the young generation. If whatever they're listening to and how these rappers are inspiring them to do whatever, it's like really.
I like how you did that, inspiring them. Like that's some shit right there. When you look up at the sky when you say something, you know you don't believe it.
Yeah.
So, do you like what I'm wearing? It looks all right. Can we go? That's exactly what you did, man. That nigga said, today's new generation, the rap and how it's inspiring them.
Yeah, because it is garbage. I mean,
God damn.
Because I mean, the lyrics themselves, everyone's is copying off of somebody else. Most of these young guys barely have gotten out of their damn diapers to the point where they're talking about stuff that are quote unquote, it's supposed to be ultra serious, but really it's like, dude, this is how you've been living and you're barely 20. So I don't get it. So I think there's the disconnect between me and maybe this modern day artist, which is fine, but I don't understand this generation who listen to these guys is like, you don't live here. It's like, why, how is this guy influencing you, inspiring you, or better yet, make you understand how they're feeling? Because really all they're doing is saying the exact same bullshit that someone else did. And it's probably, to be honest with you, it's a lot of fake shit too. So that's the real question mark, because most of these guys come out and saying it's like, well, I live in the suburbs. I never even been to the hood. And it's like, really? You're Milli Vanilli us in your lifestyle?
Nigga, did you turn their name into a verb?
Yeah, because pretty much that's what it is. So
I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. Milli Vanilli and Milli Vanilli had us all. I was like, these niggas really can sing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I guess that leads me to my next question, man. What do you think the state of hip hop is now? Like, do you really and truly, because a lot of people sit up here and they compare hip hop to other genres like country and rock and stuff like that. And it's crazy to me because I don't think it's fair to compare hip hop to anything else, because hip hop is born out of our pain, our suffering. It's born out of the uniqueness of our culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, like hip hop really started at the park. It really started out of the ghetto and the hood. Like, date back to The Message with Melly Mel and Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think too many country singers can sit up here with a banjo or they guitar and talk about piss on the floor in their project building. You know what I'm saying? I mean, perfect example. And people say you don't learn shit from hip hop. That's a lie, nigga. I didn't even know what sacroiliac was until I heard The Message. Do you know what a sacroiliac is?
No.
Watch this. Alexa, what is a sacroiliac?
Sacroiliac is a noun meaning the joint where the sacrum and ilium meet. By the way, you have 2 new notifications.
Forget them notifications. Oh, Alexa off, because it's probably some bill collectors. Listen, a sacroiliac, bro. That nigga said in the second verse, couldn't turn back. I broke. Alexa off. Alexa off. Alexa off. Just like a woman don't know when to shut up. Listen, just like a woman don't know when to shut up. You done already made your point, goddammit. Already made your point. But I'm serious. I found out what sacroiliac was by listening to that shit. It's a joint. Not weed, it's a joint in your body. That nigga said, turn around, broke my sacroiliac. How many countries? So when has Toby Keith ever talked about his sacroiliac? Never. Garth Brooks ain't never talked about no sacroiliac.
Well, he's talking about the thunder rolling. So hey,
there you go. But not a sacroiliac.
No,
I just like saying it. Sacroiliac. I told somebody today in the gym, hey, spot me. I may break my sacroiliac. They're like, nigga, what the fuck is that? I was like, listen, I don't know, but I'm still trying to find it since Melly Mel talked about it. All I'm saying is, I think hip hop is very unique in the fact of where it stems from and its roots.
Mhm.
And I think it's unfair when we talk about certain things because, like, people always want to talk about the negativity of gangster rap. Because I saw your boy, Shoemaker, talking about the detrimental effect that are we ever going to talk about the detrimental effect that hip hop has had on the Black community? And I can understand where he's coming from, but I disagree because it's like hip hop has a very unique origin. It has a very, very unique origin. It was birthed out of pain. It was birthed out of a creativity when we were being suppressed. No, a suppressed creativity. I mean,
Okay. Oh, okay.
go ahead.
You can say that with blues and R&B. Hip hop, to me, it was like, all you did was take a beat and take your lyrics. Instead of singing it, you just talk through it.
Oh, Brian.
No,
Brian.
hear me out. You can
Brian.
dog me after what I say here.
Brian, come on, man. You starting to hurt my sacroiliac. Yeah, you starting to hurt my sacroiliac.
But
come on, go ahead, finish your point.
My point is the fact is, like, I get where hip hop was, how it started. The struggles were there, especially in the 80s. I mean, just to get recognized in award shows. And
remember, the first Grammy ever won was by the Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff, and they didn't even film them. They didn't even film them at the Grammys.
Right, because again, they want to acknowledge the music itself. Because if they feel like it's like, okay, it's just there. Mind you, through the years, they're finally getting recognition. We see 3-6 Mafia winning an Oscar. We've seen the history of a lot of artists, male and female, being praised. We're seeing more and more people getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We should just need to remove that title, just say the Music Hall of Fame. But the thing is, I feel like it's claiming that hip hop had to go through whatever trials and tribulations and the struggles and all that stuff. To me, it's like, come on, it's just music. And all they did was it just fully caught on to the point where it became likable. Because once I felt like you had Aerosmith and Run DMC doing that, collaboration, that's where it really took off. And because people felt like again, Aerosmith was rapping the original track. Aerosmith was rapping. A lot of people don't remember that. So it's been there. It's just the fact of how, again, in this day and age, from where hip hop rapping game, started to now, is just the progression of everything becoming more popular. And that's what it is.
There was a word you used in there where you said likable. I don't believe hip hop was ever unlikable. I believe it just became accepted. Because truth be told, more white kids purchase hip hop albums and shit like that than Black kids do.
Of course, especially especially during the 2 Live Crew era, where they were down the
and we still don't know what Cap be coming. Yeah, I'm serious, but I think it just became more accepted because now, and this is one thing that I have to ask: do you believe the acceptance of hip hop has led to an undercover disdain for non-Blacks being in hip hop?
Explain.
Okay, Eminem.
Okay.
I believe people want to compare Eminem to the Macklemore and Lewis's, the Post Malones, or the Vanilla Ices. People who have appropriated or misappropriated this culture.
Okay.
Eminem, on the other hand, I believe Eminem has the respect of his peers because he gives the proper due to those predecessors that come before him and has always acknowledged that he is a visitor in this culture. He's always said that.
True.
But he has faced a lot of backlash from people like Lord Jamar, formerly of Grand Nubian, and now one of the founding pioneers of hip hop, Melly Mel. Melly Mel put out a diss track, if that's what you want to call it, towards Eminem. Brian, roll that beautiful bean footage.
All right, let's see here. There we go. And play.
Black class, go to bed with no supper, cause you gotta suffer the backlash. The top 5 is cap, you the piss that's on the floor, in the elevator of rap. Why you ducking on the game when you shit on my name? Why they put Pee Wee Herman in the Hall of Fame? I would give you a pound, but I break your hand. I got a lawyer so white, he will take your land. Yo, check your man, come and look at your friend, cause I think that Eminem is popping pills again. We call him Bill Clinton or either Bill Gates. What pill did homie take to make him hate the great? Think you are, but you ain't, still you made a mistake. Hit him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You know, one of my favorite Spike Lee movies is He Got Game. And if anybody remembers that movie, it was about a man named Jake Shuttlesworth who saw something great in his son Jesus and continued to push him, beating him game after game after game when he was a child. And then Jake went away for a while. The world on the outside passed him by, but he continued to remember his roots. So when Jake came out, he was rocking Angela Davis fro. But he tried to step into some new shoes, ergo he bought some Jordans, and he found his son, and the pinnacle of the movie, they played this great one-on-one game. And to make a long story short, Jake got his ass whooped in that game by Jesus because Jake couldn't do what he wanted to do anymore. The game had passed him by. That's what I think of when I hear this Melle Mel track. The game has passed you by. See, there's a reason why after a while you instill so much fear in your children that once you get to a certain age, they never step to you. You want to know why? Because, Brian, they know that their father has saved one last ass whooping for them. And they don't know when or where or even how he's going to break this ass whooping out. But the last thing you as a parent can do is break that ass whooping out and get your ass whooped. Melle Mel got his ass whooped. And the bad part about it was Eminem didn't even throw a blow. That's like losing a checkers game to an imaginary friend. Like, and what made it even worse, I haven't heard anybody count on a album since Method Man, Redman, DMX, and LL Cool J with 4, 3, 2, 1. And that was just the chorus. They didn't count in their 16. 4, 3, 2, 1. That was it. Mel actually counted to 8 in his 16. So half of his 16 was 8 bars of counting.
This proves let's say this. We're fans of wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this reminds me of Ric Flair's second retirement match. Not his first, his second.
Did you see the way Rick's skin started hanging off of him after a while?
Yeah. So the thing is, what the
Rick looked like his skin was so hanging off of him, it looked like wet clothes being hung up to dry.
Woo.
Yeah, woo.
The point is like Melle Mel, there was no reason to say anything. Eminem has established himself far beyond where a lot of people would ever imagine. He's embraced Eminem has embraced the hip hop culture since day one.
Yeah.
And I felt like it's like I gave him respect. Mind you, being introduced to Eminem, I thought he was going to be like this comedic, kind of like weird.
Yes, me too.
And all that stuff, which was fine. And I thought it was like, okay, that first single, was kind of funny. But as you hear the albums, see the videos, see where he is, one of my favorite, I still like, from the 8 Mile track, that single, Lose Yourself, Mom Spaghetti and all that shit. I mean, you go
like seriously, bro.
Yeah, seriously.
This nigga made you want to spit up.
Yeah.
This nigga made you want to throw up.
Right.
Because you throwing up meant you was ready.
Yeah. He was to me, that mind you, everyone say, someone can say, see, that's hardcore rap. And it's like, no, that's an artist.
That's artistry.
Artist. And that's a guy who is he went from being a little, introduce yourself being a little bit funny, but going in where he's like, he's passionate, he's hungry, he wants to, it's like, and you hear it in his voice, you hear it in the songs, the beats and all that stuff. And I felt like it's like, I like that type of guy. I like that type of rap music. I'm okay with. Like I said, the question you asked earlier is like where the future of hip hop is. It's going down the toilet. Let's be honest. It is. And
unfortunately, it seems like Melly Mel is the one flushing it. Because that fucking rap, bro. That Dr. Seuss, Sam I Am, green eggs and ham shit. Like, bro, really? You think you that? Well, you are this. And this, you did get this. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was like, what the? I said, Mel, come on, bro. Come on, dog. Like, you want to know? I'm gonna tell you right now, man. My nephew and I played basketball one time, and we played to 16. I used to beat him 6. He was so bad. I used to beat him 16 to -16. Like we had to start scoring in integers. Then all of a sudden it became 16-5, 16-8. Last time we played, that shit was 16-15, and I won by a lucky Steph Curry banker. I have not played him since. You want to know why? Because I want to keep the mystique of how great I am. And to me, Mel should have kept the mystique of the message, because that shit broke my sacroiliac. It's breaking by hearing that joint, bro. Like Eminem, I don't even think I think Eminem responded, but it wasn't even worth the response.
No, there's no.
It really wasn't, bro. Like,
so I mean, they're.
And
like,
will Melly Mel put a shirt on, for Christ's sake? Like, fuck, bro.
Him and Ric Flair are probably going to the same.
Yes, every time I turn around, Mel don't even wear shirts no more. He was at the Grammys. The Grammys did like a tribute to hip hop earlier this year, and he's on stage with no shirt on, gloves, jeans, a hat, and no shirt. Nigga, why did you put on accessories?
There was like clothing requirements. So.
That nigga, man, he need to stop it. That nigga Mel is got to be in his 60s. Dog, you don't look like that in your 60s without some juice.
Right. But again, to fully answer
it's coming back in you hat. Look at me. The way I rap. I like green eggs and ham. I like them. Melly Mel I am. Like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, besides the old school rappers, like I said, this new generation is trying to take it to whatever stratosphere they're trying to take there. I'll pick and choose. I love Lotto. I think she's a good carrier.
When she said thank you for my man, I stood up in my living room and said, you're welcome, baby. You're welcome. That's right. I'm here for you.
Right.
She's like, and my man, thank you to my man. I stood up right next to my girl. She's like, what you standing up for? I say, you got your crushes. I've got mine. I don't say shit when you watching the Avengers. Leave me alone. I was like, you're welcome, baby. You're welcome, Lotto.
Right. again, I think Cardi B has been exceptional. I think the thing is like a lot of the women rappers have been, I think,
I gotta stop you.
what?
A lot of people who were assigned women at birth who happen to rap. You got to say it like that, because
Okay.
we here at Conversations with Comedians are inclusive.
Okay. Okay, that I guess that was from the HR and whatever PR department. But anyway, for what you just said, that generation, those women are getting to the point where they are becoming the face of hip hop. Because to be honest with you, most of the men, it's been the same shit, the same stuff over and over again. Get rich, get women, calling women bitches, doing this. It's the exact same. But a lot of the women have pretty much evolutionized hip hop to a point where it's like, okay, yeah, some
By
of it
pointing out the obvious.
Yeah, some of
My
your
pussy pink, my booty hole brown.
Yeah, it's true. Some of being like the guys, but then again, there are, like I said, there are some who are just pretty much just speak their mind, say their piece. I mean, mind you, Lotto's got a lot of fun songs, but I did get a chance to hear some of the earlier stuff. And I know you're in Fantasyland, so I'll continue.
Yeah, go ahead, take it.
And I got to get the sense of who she is, and that's the key thing about not just rap itself, but any artist. You want to get to know who these people are, and I think there's a lot of artists out there who will be speaking their mind, saying how they feel through their art. I like Doja Cat. Doja Cat has been trying to fight to saying that she.
Would you please stop putting ERs where there are A's? It's Doja Cat.
I said Doja Cat.
No, you said the first time you said Doja, just like you said salt and pepper.
I said Doja.
I'm telling you, bro. Hey, now there's a soft A and a hard R. Which one are you?
Doja. I said Doja. And anywho, Doja, I like. I'm kind of disappointed in the fact that a lot of people claiming she can't rap. Damn it, she can rap circles around a lot of people, and I feel like you just got to give these people credit. That's all I'm saying.
For what though, B?
Because
listen, we grew up on Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown. Don't get it twisted. Lil' Kim was something else. I only bought her album so I could get that hardcore poster. That was the only reason I bought that album. But other than that, man, like the level that some of these women are going to with the stuff they saying, it's like, God dang, like they got men cringing. Like, God damn, girl.
Grasping their pearls.
Yes, like I don't even wear a necklace, but I listen to some of them like, really, man? Yeah. That's how you feel about us?
Again, there are only a certain few.
And you got to wear a helmet when you go to a Cardi B concert. This chick just throwing mics in the fucking crowd.
So, but again,
you done that shit like twice.
Yeah. So, but again, I feel like the women's game, which has changed, of course, it's thanks to Lil' Kim starting everything off. You got Nicki Minaj, taking it to on one level, Cardi taking it to another level. True. But I really think the women are taking hip hop to the level I feel is where it should be. Most of the guys, I don't know where it's going.
Now I will tell you that about the fellas, man. I'll be real with you, man. I can't, because I grew up, like I said, I had the luxury of growing up at the cusp of hip hop when it really started to take off in the 80s and the 90s. I think being an 80s kids like we were, Brian, we have the luxury of being able to see things from the ground up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like if you really think about it, man, we literally saw hip hop grow. Literally, we saw it grow. Even with wrestling, like everybody who's in wrestling now, it's like, nah, bro. I remember wrestling back in the days of NWA, TWA, WWF, when it was WWF. Like, I remember those days. I remember when you had, I remember hip hop when you had cassettes and records. You actually had to walk into a album store and buy one. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't this downloading and streaming platform.
When you get a mixtape, people will sell it out on the street instead of download it on my link, get my link. Like,
yes, I remember actually having to listen to the entire tape. You couldn't just go to the song you liked. No, you listened to the entire damn tape. So when I listen to a lot of the men rap today, I have to agree with you. It's like, yo, where has true lyricism? Or because I think people think lyricism is always having a fancy or fly way to say something. No, I think lyricism is having lyrics that truly resonate with people, where you actually have a message across. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about today's lyricists, man. And like I said, there are exceptions to the rule. You got the Kendrick Lamars, you got the J. Coles, but we're talking about 2 out of hundreds.
No, thousands.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget, there's a whole bunch of wannabes out there.
Yes.
There are a lot of wannabes.
I mean, there used to, like back in the day, man, like to be a rapper, bro, you really and truly had to prove yourself. Like you had to battle and battle and battle. Like, bro, you had to battle for real. Like you had to really and truly, like, I think some of the dopest lyricists out there are true battle rappers, people who really don't have albums out. Right. The Murder Mooks, the Loaded Luxes, Hitman Hollas, those jokers are like they really got some shit with them. But a lot of the people on the mainstream, I'll be real with you, bro, I can't even listen to them. Even when I'm working out, I can't listen to them. You know what I'm saying? I can't even listen to them when I'm working out. Like if you hear my playlist, you'll be like, Doug, you are trapped in the past. And I'll be like, you damn right I am. Mm-hmm. I listen to All Eyes on Me on my workout list like the shit came out yesterday. Mm-hmm. But I can't get down with a lot of this stuff today. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm happy about where hip hop is gone and where it's transcended to. But I cringe about where it's going to be in the next 10 to 15 years.
I would cringe in the next 5.
You always got to one-up somebody, don't you?
No, think about it. Wait until the next 5 years and see where hip-hop is. It's not going to be pretty. Unless, again, certain people will stick around. But, again, a lot of these people, the way this mind you, hip-hop became a music genre. Now it became a culture. That's the weird thing I've never understood. It's like, welcome to the hip hop culture. And it's like, what? I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a remix? I don't understand. So
I'm gonna be honest with you. Hip hop always started off as a culture. I think it's become more of a fad now. Okay. Because there's no individualism in hip hop anymore, number one.
That's true.
Number two, there is no more real, true, expressive art when it comes to it. It's like everybody is following the same mold. Everybody's following the same mold now. Like even with our female MCs, MC Lyte was different than Queen Latifah, but they were both great. Yo-Yo came along, different than MC Lyte and Latifah. All 3 of them were great. Mm-hmm. I'm listening to the females now, they all sound the exact same. It's all about finessing a nigga, twerking, and we don't need these niggas. Fuck these niggas. When it comes to men in hip hop, you had your Tupacs. You had Snoop and Tupac were from the same coast, the same record label, and were totally different. Mm-hmm. Totally different. Even when you look at Bad Boy, Biggie and Mace were totally different. Mm-hmm. And they were from the same city and the same record label. Now everybody follows the exact same mold, so you can't even tell who's different anymore. No, you really and truly can't, and that's why I'm talking about the creative expression of what hip hop was built upon. It seems like it's a fad now more than a creative expression. That's why I feel like in the next 10 to 15 years, I just don't know where I see it going.
Understandable.
Hey, conversations with comedians on Beltway Radio and beyond. We want to say rest in peace to Magoo. He just passed away today. Yes, sir. First time I heard Magoo was Ups Jumps the Boogie back in 1997. And I'm telling you right now, that song was so hot. We was at a house party and played that shit 15 minutes in a row. We played that shit 15 and everybody was dancing like this. Off beat and on beat. Old school, like Beat Street. Like everybody was just breaking up in that joint, like for real. But rest in peace to him, man. And my condolences goes out to his family as well as Missy, Timbaland, and everybody who was rocking with him back in the day, man. So hip hop, happy birthday. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Thank you for everything you've helped me through, boy, because hip hop has got a song for every mood of your life, boy, I swear. So hip hop, we love you, and we will see you in the next 50 years. For my engineer, Be Easy, I'm Mr. Perspective Doug Bennett. We're going to take next Monday off because I'll be traveling, and we'll be back, the first Monday in September?
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, we'll be back the first Monday in September. All right, bringing comedy to the conversation. We love y'all. Peace. Hope my soccer killing that.